Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George here. Today at the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Onyx in the Sapphire Blue Pearl. Now, the Onyx is a trim level above our Touring and a trim level below our Limited. I'd say it's higher mid-end trim. This is the first Crosstrek that gets the 2.5 liter four-cylinder boxer engine, up from the 2 liter that you get in the Convenience and the Touring. So you get 182 horsepower and 30 more horsepower, which is a pretty significant improvement over the 2 liter. It translates to a very quick responsive vehicle. It's very nice. So 24 Crosstrek's got a redesign that got that new front end, that new hexagonal grille, that honeycomb grille. Off of the Subaru logo, you get black metallic wings that lead into your LED steering responsive headlights. They're smaller and more aggressively styled than the previous generation. And they're all LED steering responsive headlights in all of the Crosstrek. So even the Convenience gets that. And they're great. They cast a lot of light. The Onyx gets the yellow fog light bezel. I know I've had some people tell me it's not yellow. That's actually what Subaru Canada calls it, yellow. And they're LED fog lights. And of course you get that C-cut surround that you see on a lot of the Subarus. That's part of their new design language. But still get 8.7 inches of minimum ground clearance. They're a blast to drive. If you've driven a previous gen or have a current gen, I do recommend you try the new one. It's a pretty big upgrade. We got our first snowfall, as you can see. Still have a little bit of snow on here. The Onyx gets 18-inch black painted wheels. They're the same wheels as on the Limited, just without the machined alloy face. You get all of this cladding around the lower areas or areas of the Crosstrek that would normally get beat up. It's going to help in the future prevent rocks from chipping and then rusting. Black painted mirror caps with integrated turn signals. I know you can't, well, I shouldn't say you can't see it, but it's hard to see. But we've got those lines right there. That is windshield wiper deicer. So where your wipers sit on the windshield is heated. It's a great feature. I didn't think it was a big deal. It's a pretty significant feature. Look at that. Great looking, very, very angular, aggressive. And if you've watched any of my other videos, this is my favorite view of the Crosstrek, that rear 3/4 view. That new tail light styling, to me, is just absolutely fantastic. Now, fuel door is on the passenger side, just like all Subarus in North America. Push, and it opens. If the vehicle is locked, a pin shoots in there and locks it so you can't access it, and it shoots out of here. And you just, regular fuel only, regular unleaded. You don't need to run premium. It's not tuned to run on premium. Rear end, absolutely fantastic on the Crosstrek. New rear bumper, very much styled like the WRX. You have the functional vents out of the rear. The camera's probably not going to pick up, but you can see the blue paint in there. Reflectors, and you kind of have that faux diffuser. We do also get backup sensors integrated into the rear bumper. They're body color instead of black. And those will actually apply the brakes if you think you're going to hit something in reverse between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour. Fantastic for parking lots. The Onyx also gets a black strip between the taillights, kind of like the Sport on the Forester, and it's very apparent on the lighter colors. Now, I wouldn't call the Sapphire Blue here a lighter color, but it does show up significantly more than on the gray and the black. Button to open it, pretty much right between these two stars, right here. Little rubber switch, and it unlocks it. Backup camera, it does have its own washer, and in the rear of the Crosstrek, there's a lot of room. Tall, wide, and deep. We've got a nice privacy cover, hides everything from the top of the seats back, hides things, keeps things out of sight, out of mind. It is removable. It's just a telescopic piece. Just right there, you can see that that piece is going to shift over, and you can remove it. Really easy to do that. Left-hand side, cargo light. That'll shut off when I close the hatch. We have cup/bottle holders, one on either side for tailgating. We've got grocery bag hooks and cargo net hooks and cargo net physical hard mount tie downs in the front corners. And underneath here, underneath the false floor, we've got our spare tire, including that eye bolt that you would use for recoveries, hanging hammocks, you know, Subaru things. Mountain motif with a little Crosstrek Easter egg. And then to close it, we have just our handle here. You can get an additional grab handle down here as an accessory. I have yet to see it in person, but I think it's pretty cool from the looks of it. We do have a button there. You can set a secret PIN code if you want to access your car without having your physical key on you. It's great. Yeah, there you go. Now, second row, There's a lot more room in the second row than people expect. It's kind of funny watching people's expressions when they look. Like, you could fit a full-size adult in there easily. 3 of them. Good headroom, good leg room. And the Onyx always has this light and dark gray two-tone seating material with this caltrops pattern. I don't think it's any more premium than the touring cloth, but it is nice. And you always get the yellow bolstering. That's just the Onyx highlight color. Fold down armrest with integrated cup holders. We have a map back pocket on the rear of the front passenger seat, and out of the center console, or on the center console, we have USB A and C sockets for charging. Yeah, very, very roomy second row in a small vehicle. This is designed to be a step, and this is grippy. This is supposed to be textured, and the reason for that is if you're loading anything on the roof rails, if you've got crossbars, 1, you're more centered in the roof rails. 2, you're gonna get a much better step on there than on the tire. The reason I say that is the tire actually sits inside the fender. Now, not a whole bunch, but you know, 1.5 inches or so, and it makes a difference. And you'd also be standing behind the crossbars and leaning this way. So it's a safety thing. Driver rear door card, soft touch armrest, hard touch plastic, yellow contrast stitching. We do have a bottle holder and storage, power window, manual lock if you want. It'll lock automatically from the driver passenger, front passenger. Child locks if you need it. Now these are not tied together. The passenger side you have to do separately, just so you're aware. Now with it being a proximity key, so everything but the convenience, you get proximity key. So this just needs to be in your pocket, your bag, your purse, whatever, within 46 inches, and you can lock and unlock the door. Now it's running right now, so it's not gonna do it, but to unlock it, I would just put my hand in the handle. Then to lock it, if I touch those lines in the keys, right now it's gonna beep at me because it's running. Don't know if you guys can hear it, it's pretty faint, but it was beeping at me. But that's how you would lock it. Front door card looks pretty much the same as the rear door card, except this is soft touch. The side of your door is soft touch in addition to this, and this armrest is very, very squishy. I would say that this is the squishiest armrest in the Crosstrek lineup. Why they chose to do that, I couldn't tell you exactly, but it's something to do with before the Wilderness, the Onyx was going to be the model you take off-road more often. That's my thoughts on it. Window lock, all windows. Front 2 windows are auto. Power windows, or mirrors, sorry. And then we have a little bit more storage along with the bottle holder. On the driver's seat, it is a power seat including lumbar support. This is the first trim level where you get lumbar support and a power seat. Touring and convenience do not get that. And it's the same seating material up front as it is in the second row. Now, these seats are very, very special. Subaru did a lot of work. They're designed to reduce fatigue over long periods of driving. So you're gonna be fresher at the end of your day and more alert while driving. Down here, the Onyx does get the aluminum pedal covers with the rubber grippies. Got fuse box, one of the fuse boxes, there's multiple in here. There's a knee airbag, and normally on the previous ones you just have buttons here. We just have the scroll wheel for the brightness of the gauges. These are blanks because they've integrated that into the infotainment now. So let's hop inside. On the inside here, steering wheel. Your steering wheel adjustment is the bottom left of the steering column. Hook your thumb and pull down, and you've got both tilt and telescopic. So you can adjust it for drivers of varying heights, leg length, and arm lengths, and depending how you like to sit. Left-hand side of the steering wheel, we have our Bluetooth and audio controls. You can accept calls, hang up calls, or decline calls, issue voice commands, or access Siri or Google Assistant. We've got our volume, and it used to be this toggle up and down. Now it's left to right. Nice tactile feel and sound. You can go between presets, go to the next song on your music. Source will switch from AM to FM to CD, nope, sorry, not CD, sorry, used to saying that, to USB, to Bluetooth, etc. Yes, some vehicles still have CD players in our lineup. Right-hand side, we have the all-important heated steering wheel. Now, the heated steering wheel does not heat the top portion here between the seams, just where you're supposed to keep your hands. There's a little dead spot right here, and then all the way up here. But it gets nice and toasty. Right-hand side, we also have our adaptive cruise and our lane centering. Now, both of those use these 3 cameras. So there's the 2 regular eyesight cameras, the color stereo eyesight cameras. This is the new 3rd wide-angle mono camera that Subaru's included, and it gives it a wider field of vision. And actually, speaking of vision, the visibility out of this Crosstrek, especially how I sit, absolutely phenomenal. It's great. But they're always looking for vehicles, pedestrians, cyclists, other vehicles. I have had someone tell me that it recognized a moose. So it's pretty cool. But adaptive cruise, it's turned on. I've got the bars ahead of me there, all the way down to 1 bar. That's the follow distance. 4 bars at 100 kilometers an hour is roughly 150 to 180 feet, so a good safe distance. This right here is our lane centering, and it's designed to work above 60 kilometers an hour. So I've got the little steering wheel icon. Those lines are gray. If the lines go white, that means that these cameras can see the road lines, and it'll actually give you gentle steering input to help keep you in the middle of your lane. It's great. It's easy to overpower. It's very, very gentle. It'll help take you through corners. It is not hands-free driving. I can't stress that enough. The system's going to get mad at you and turn it off the lane centering portion if you have your hands off the wheel for too long. We have intelligent and sport drive modes. Intelligent is what it defaults to for daily driving. That's the most fuel efficient. Sport, you're going to go faster sooner, sit at a higher RPM, use more fuel, but it's more spirited driving. You can change that on the fly, just click. So you can see yellow line is definitely a little bit more aggressive than the blue line. Yellow is sport, blue is intelligent. Now, something I didn't point out earlier, yellow rimmed gauges, that's part of the Onyx package only. I also going to get asked about that by someone. That little orange light indicates that it's at a temperature where it could be slick out, and to drive accordingly, because you can't necessarily see the temperature change. It comes on at 4 degrees Celsius and stays on below that. We have a push button start ignition. Our trip reset is tucked right here. From the driver's view, unless you're looking for it and know it's there, it's tucked right behind your wiper stalk. Kind of hard to see. We have an 11.6 inch touchscreen that they've broken into 3 portions. Top portion, we've got what we're listening to. We've got widgets, and you can change these. You just simply click, brings up what you want to do, and let's put calendar. Thursday the 10th. That's not right. Weather, part of the 3-month trial of the satellite radio, and this is the first trim level where you get the dual function X mode. So X mode is like 4x4 low in a pickup for really extreme rough terrain. Snow and dirt mode goes to snow and dirt mode, and then we have deep snow and mud. And deep snow and mud also turns off traction control, but you can see rough terrain mode's on, downhill descent control's on. Now, that only works up to 40 kilometers an hour. After that, it kicks out and goes back to Subaru's regular all-wheel drive. It is very, very efficient. You have to be going less than 20 kilometers an hour to engage either of those. Middle portion, we've got radio, we've got media. Media would be Bluetooth, aux, USB, anything like that. Phone allows you to hook up your phone to Bluetooth. Apps, we have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You will also gain access to the My Subaru app after you get the registration emails when the vehicle's registered in your name. Car info, driving statistics, you can set maintenance reminders, you can turn off the display, valet mode, auto vehicle hold, and if you want to turn off traction control, you can do that too. We do still have volume and tuning knobs, physical knobs there, and then the bottom portion, this is the home button. You can deactivate the auto start stop. You can go into the vehicle, and it gives you vehicle controls. You can adjust the driving assistance. You can change it to miles and miles per gallon, and if you ever travel into the States. That allows you to hook up additional phones. You can hook up to 5 in total, and if you want, you can set driver profiles. Climate control, we still have physical buttons. It is dual zone climate control. As you can see, driver's side is 27.5, passenger's 19.5, and it goes in 0.5 degree increments. I can also turn it so it's just putting climate control to the front, not the entire cab. Let's do that. So I can do physical buttons, or I can click, and it brings this up, and I can just simply click. I can drag. I can choose where I want my airflow being directed, if I want to recirculate, if I want AC on. It's really easy to use. Now, if I click that and I don't touch it for a while, it's just going to turn off and go back to whatever I had it set to before. The screen, I mean. And that's a safety thing. So you don't have to go and search and press the X each time. Now, we do have these nice big fan strength buttons. Easy to use, hard to fat finger and miss. Now, what's missing from this screen that you get in the Outback and the WRX and the Ascent are your heated seat switches. That's because Subaru has kept physical switches in the Crosstrek for the heated seats, which I'm a huge fan of. I like this. Some people are going to wish it was integrated into the screen. I like the physical ones. To each their own. Now, I'm going to sync that back up. When I put this in reverse, the backup camera pops up. You can see rear assist braking's active. You can see parking sensors are active. I can clean the backup camera from inside the vehicle. It is the best thing ever. Driving on a snowy road, dusty road, dirty road, it is great. Below that screen, USB A and C sockets. We've got aux. We have a 10-watt wireless charger. Your phone is going to get warm while charging on that. That's normal. Don't be alarmed. And then if we don't want it charging, turn it off. Automatic CVT. We have manual mode. We can use the paddles to manually select our own gears if we want. Get the best of both worlds. Parking brakes are electronic. Pull up to turn it on, foot on the brake, and push down to deactivate. I've turned it on. If my foot's not on the brake and I push down, it doesn't go off, and it actually gives me a little prompt. We have cup raisers in both cup holders, so you can make them deeper if you have a taller beverage, taller thermos. 12-volt outlet for charging, a little bit of storage, and then in this soft touch armrest with the yellow contrast stitching, we've got a lot of storage. There is a place to run cords out of, but there are no power points in there. Up top, black headliner in the Onyx, by the way, and I know lots of people say, oh, dark headliners make it feel claustrophobic. I can't say I noticed that, and I'm a bigger guy, so that's a personal preference thing. But up top here, we have SOS and concierge/roadside. That's part of the 3-year trial to the connected services you get with most new Subarus. That allows you to remote start your vehicle from your phone, in addition to other things. Map lights, sunroof controls, and in this case, I didn't clean the roof, so it's a snow roof right now, but you can close that, easy enough. On the visors, we do have sunglass storage for the driver. We've got a vanity mirror with light, and you get that on both sides. And then these, you can pull over and extend. So if the sun's directly at your left or right, you're set. You're not being blinded. It's fantastic. So that is a quick look at the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Onyx in the sapphire blue. It's fantastic. I really like this color. It's new for the Crosstrek this year. They had it on the Impreza previously, but not the Crosstrek. And I think this was a fantastic addition to the Crosstrek lineup for color. And I do have to say, I think that the Onyx offers the most value for someone who doesn't necessarily want a wilderness, but wants that larger, more powerful 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. Thank you very much for watching my quick walkthrough of the 24 Crosstrek Onyx. If you guys have any questions about this Crosstrek behind me, any of the vehicles on our lineup, any of the tech, put it in the comments below. I'm always looking to answer your guys' questions, come up with new ideas for new videos for you. So again, thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.